Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's Big Brother 22 chat.
Alright, it's episode 11. Never gets tired, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Alright, kids. Last time Janelle was evicted. Let's have a moment of silence.
Right? That's so sad. It's so sad.
I draped this dress.
It came out beautiful.
Style.
Like, I wish I had that in, like, human form.
And, yeah, she wore it. That's it.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay, Enzo.
Alright,
so yeah, it was a total bummer that Janelle was evicted. It would have been either way. I wouldn't have wanted to see Kaser go either, but there were 2 rogue votes, and that's going to play in big to tonight's episode.
I also have to say, please watch the Puppet Show.
I keep forgetting to mention it in the spoiler. Yes, please watch the Puppet Show.
You're missing this, if you haven't seen it.
So, the 2 rogue votes,
Right.
Enzo and Danny, they did not plan this together.
No.
This was a solitary adventure. Whatever you want to call it.
Danny wanted Cody to do it with her, but
he was like, no. So she went ahead and did it by herself.
Yeah. And Enzo
we'll come back
is
to
just
that.
Enzo.
He did that when Nicole was evicted too.
He's just being Enzo Palumbo. That's
I guess.
All right, so HOH comp was in progress.
Mm-hmm.
I actually hate when they do that.
It is a bummer, right?
Yeah.
Because you just want to know. You want to know immediately. And we had to wait like 3 or 3.5 hours until after the episode was over to find out who won.
I feel like there's more time for them to manipulate stuff that way, and you know they do. So that's it.
All right. Well, anyway, we already saw when the episode was over on Thursday that Kaser had already qualified to move on to the final round. So just a reminder, this HOH competition, they had to roll their balls up this ramp.
It was like a ramp, like a double-sided ramp with an apex.
Like a dog show agility course.
Kind of, yeah. Except it had 3 divots at the top. And you had to get your 3 balls in there first. And the 3 from each round, the first 2 rounds, moved on to the final round.
So there would be 6 people in the final round.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, we saw Kaser immediately moving on to the final round.
And we were like, yes!
Yeah, he was walking around like a... And everybody in the stands was like...
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, that freaking shot when you launched all 3 at the same time and hit
2 stuck. Whoa.
That was baller.
It was. Literally.
No pun intended.
All right, so... First round was Kaser, Enzo, and David. Second round, Danny, Kevin, Cody.
Yes.
Whoa, this is turning up to be quite the wrap-up here.
Well,
5 guys,
5 guys.
1 B.
Oh! All right.
Am I right?
I mean, she is a villain, but...
She's a villain. She's going to VillainCon this year.
But I don't know that I'd call her a B. Who are you, Nicole?
No.
She called me a B-I-T-C-H.
She called me the B word. All right, so she's a villain. She's going to VillainCon. She's headlining at VillainCon. So we need to send her home so she can prepare.
Okay. Yeah, so the final round. It was tense.
I felt like Kaser had 2 balls in
for a long time.
Trying to get that 3rd ball in the hole, and he just could not close the deal, but Enzo did.
Yeah. They showed this competition for a long time tonight.
At least it wasn't Cody.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Right?
They both are getting on my nerves. Almost all these people are getting on my nerves at this point. We're like a month in. I just like...
At least it wasn't David.
That would have killed me.
What would have even happened?
How does this work?
this week would have been 3 weeks if David had gotten there.
All right. Well, anyway. Yeah, Enzo's the HOH. This is his first HOH win ever. He didn't win in his season.
I find it so amazeballs that these people who have made it to like the final 4, 3, 2, whatever, have never won a competition.
It's called a social game, lady.
Or is it called a meh?
I mean, in some cases, but I think for Enzo...
Not the greatest of all time,
I think for Enzo, it was social game.
Yeah.
Because he was maneuvering. You know, he was maneuvering some stuff.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so Cody goes over to Danny and said...
Who'd you get to do the vote with you? Because he knows. He's like, you came to me and you asked me if I wanted to do it. I said no. And
she said...
I wouldn't have, done it without anyone else. I didn't do it. yeah, she denies it to Cody, who's like a really close ally and confidant for her. So I'm surprised that she lied to Cody like that.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm also thinking, you know what? She's going to do anything she can to get Bailey and Day out of here. Because she said she's trying to pin it on one of them. She wants one of them to go so she can pull in the other one to be close to her.
Why is she trying to get rid of all the women?
I know, right?
That's like...
sucky.
Yeah.
Very sucky.
All right, well, and especially the two women of color.
Yeah. All right, well, let's cut to Davon.
All right, Davon.
She's really bummed out that she didn't win this competition.
She just wanted to see her daughter, the pictures, the letter, the treats.
There's a lot of that this season because a lot of them are parents. Like we saw when Christmas was eliminated, she was like...
yeah, she was crying like a baby. She was crying like one of her star babies.
Yeah, Kaser was really upset when he lost. He wanted to see his son, so everybody's feeling it.
He also wanted to like make sure that he wasn't going home too.
That too, obviously, but you know.
So they're having a meeting.
Well, a lot of people were just hanging out, like, in the photo bedroom, like, who did the votes? And again, I have to reference American Vandal. Who did the dicks? Guys, American Vandal on Netflix. If you've never watched it before, really there's 2 seasons. It's so good.
It's really good. All right. Just because I like hearing people say dicks all the time. Hey, who did the dicks?
That's just season 1.
Yeah.
Season 2 was also great.
Yeah.
But anyway... they're trying to figure out who voted for Janelle. And Cody's like to Danny, I think you did it. She did.
Is David pretending not to know what's going on? Or
does he actually
bizarre. Not know what's going on?
He walks into the room when they're hanging out and they're like, David, did you do the vote? Were you one of the votes? And he was just like, what? Like, what are you guys talking about? What? And they're like, the vote. You know, eviction night. We just had an eviction. Janelle went home. He's just like, what?
I mean, is it possible that he's just pretending?
Well, I think it's a mixture of things. I think in this situation in particular, he was really pissed off that they were asking him in front of a bunch of people and, like, putting him on the spot. Like, a gotcha kind of moment.
Yeah.
But the way he reacted was just so awkward that it made people really question, like, did he do it? Also, I think he is playing dumb to a certain extent because he doesn't want people to, like, feel threatened or whatever. But also, I don't think he knows what's going on a lot of the time. Like, I don't think he understands the mechanics of the game. On a very basic level.
I just feel that it's, like, not possible for anybody who has observed the game and has actually been on the show that he does not know what's going on.
He hasn't observed the game.
He was on at least 4 weeks.
I know. That's what I was saying in today's spoiler. Like, it doesn't make sense because he was at least in the house for a few weeks last season.
Yeah, was he asleep the whole time?
No, I remember him, like, going around and, like, figuring stuff out, but, like...
and he showed up for the finale and he was like, this is this and this is this. And Julie was like, very good.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, thank you.
Did he have, like, a Men in Black memory wipe thing? Like, I mean, I don't know what's going on here.
I wish I could have one after this season.
It was very sus.
All right, well, Cody and Enzo have a chat, and...
that's it. I'm sorry, but every time Enzo says, that's it, I just crack up.
It just kills me. Never gets old. All right, so Cody tells Enzo that Danny asked him to do a rogue vote last Thursday.
So Cody's like, isn't it weird that she would ask me to do that, and then a day later it happens? Yes, Cody, I think that's a pretty good indicator that she freaking did it.
There's a lot of rocket scientists this season.
Well, they're on to Danny. They were already on to her, and this rogue vote thing is just showing even more. She loves to plant seeds and walk away.
Yeah.
So they are very suspicious of her moving forward.
Okay, so now we're going to bring the show down for some real important issues.
I'd say this brings the show up.
True.
I think this... okay, so I think a lot of us can agree that this season so far has been a freaking dumpster fire. Disappointing. But one bright light we have, these important discussions that they've been showcasing this season.
I feel like this is so Big Brother Canada.
Yeah.
You know
I would agree.
Because I feel like Big Brother Canada is really good at doing this. Mm-hmm. And I think they're taking
a note
from
playbook.
From Big Brother Canada.
Well, I'm really enjoying it. And I've noticed, like, most of these conversations usually involve Kaser and or Davon. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad that we got to see both of them come back.
Right.
So they were talking about Kaser's religion, because he is Muslim, mm-hmm. and they wanted to know more about it. So that was interesting. They were also talking about the Black Lives Matter movement,
right?
Which was an amazing discussion. And I thought a lot of great points were made, so...
I feel bad for Kevin, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kevin is half African-American, half Japanese, right?
Yes.
So I feel like Davon is leaving him out.
I mean, they keep saying that there's, like, 3 Black house guests this season, but there is actually 4.
Yeah.
So he is getting left out.
I kind of feel bad for Kevin, and he's the only gay person this season too. So it's like, mm-hmm. And he's so emotional. He's like the most emotional person on the cast this season.
Is he, Nicole? Is he? I don't know about that, but yeah, Kevin's been having a really rough time fitting in this season. But yeah, I'm just glad that we're getting to see more. I wish we'd see more about
Kevin, and maybe some more insight into why he's feeling the way he's feeling.
Well, I think we're going to see more Kevin this week.
Okay. All right, so now it's time for the ceremonial have-nots.
Okay.
There's only 3 this week because Janelle was a have-not and she was evicted.
Mm-hmm. So this actually brings up an interesting point. Some of the house guests have been saying, like, we should target all of the have-nots because then
there'll
we
be
can kind of,
have-nots.
Like, game the system and just get rid
of... Okay, send Danny home.
Okay. Yeah, so they were like, maybe we should try and do this and just get rid of have-nots. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah.
That's it.
That's it. So, speaking of, Enzo decided to pick Tyler.
Well, he said, do you have any volunteers? Do I
Tyler
have any
and Ian both raised their hands, and they're like, Ian, you already have nots. Stop.
Yeah.
So, like, the 3 have-nots this week are all people, the last people that haven't been a have-not yet, so it just worked out. Cody picked Day, and Bailey picked Danny.
And Danny said...
She was all like, I'm coming after you. Like, as a joke, but, like, also she is coming after her. So, Bailey was like, well, if you're going to take a shot, you better not miss. Ah! Amazing.
Shots fired. All right, so Danny and Nicole.
Ugh. Do we really need the Danny and Nicole best friends segment?
I'm surprised I didn't play that song. Best friends.
I'm surprised that they didn't play, I'm trying to think of, like, a mean song. Like some sort of diss track or something. These two, I'm sorry, but they're terrible together. They talk so much shit about everyone, and it's, like, really mean stuff.
I feel like they're horrible people.
I mean, I'm not saying they're horrible in real life. I think this
like
house does
not
bad things to some people, but I don't know. The two of them together, it's just like...
And if I hear Nicole say comfortable...
Comfortable?
We were imprisoned on the feeds last night. Comfortable?
Yeah, so they were talking about how they're comfortable with each other because they're friends in real life and blah, blah, blah.
I want to know how long it's going to be before Danny is not invited to the wedding.
Well, she was like a last-minute invite. I don't know that she was invited in the first place, but now Nicole's like, oh, you and Cody have to come, blah, blah, blah.
Really? Because the way she was talking, she was just like, oh, we're such good friends outside the game.
I don't know that she was originally invited. I don't know, but Christmas also has a late invite, apparently.
Really? I don't think they're going to keep her on the list.
We'll see what happens.
I don't think she's going to make the list, Kathy Hilton.
I don't know. I don't really care.
All right. Well, they're comfortable enough to listen to Enzo's farts when he is clearly having a rough time in the toilet. Why don't you just get right up to the door with your ears, kids?
All right. Well, yeah.
I cannot wait till they destroy each other.
You know, the day is going to come.
They're going to.
When Cody's going to be like, all right, it's time to take out Danny. And Nicole's like, okay. And then Danny's going to be like, wait, what?
She was already saying that. We're friends until as long as we can be.
I totally see Nicole turning on Danny before Danny turns on Nicole.
I don't know.
I'm not saying because Danny wouldn't. I'm just saying because Nicole is in better with the guys, and obviously they're in control, and they have been in control. So, yeah.
All right. Well, Cody and Enzo have another chat. Who we gonna put up? Because we gotta put our two half brains together to make one whole one.
Obviously, they're gonna nominate Kaser.
It's like Rocky Horror when Dr. Frankenfurter split the brains between Eddie and Rocky. I shouldn't have done that, should I?
I love that movie.
I know.
It's almost Rocky Horror season.
I know.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, they're like, oh, we're gonna put up Kaser, but they don't know who the pawn is gonna be next to him. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hey, he's a good guy, but he hasn't taught game for like 4 weeks. I can't trust him. That's it.
Enzo has been having a rough time with this HOH. He's not used to being the one making the decisions out front, in front of everyone.
Yeah.
So
it's tough when you got to make those real important decisions.
Yeah.
You can't just hide behind, the
brigade.
Yeah.
So he's also getting really frustrated with everyone coming to him with their ulterior motives and being like, you should put up David, you should put up Ian, you should put up whatever, Kevin. So he's like, this is my HOH and I'm making the decisions and that's it. So yeah, Enzo's having his one-on-one chats with everybody. He talks to Kaser, and Kaser's like, I want to work with you, like, I'll be loyal to you, blah, blah, blah.
And Enzo's
I'm a lone
like,
wolf.
yeah, whatever.
I mean, it was a pretty generic chat, and after, Enzo was talking to the cameras and saying, like, he's a good guy, he's a good kid.
Yeah.
But, we haven't talked game in 4 weeks.
Gina Marie?
Yeah. I mean, they're from, like, the same area-ish, right?
Well, no, not really.
Ish.
One's from Staten Island, the other one's from...
Jersey.
Yeah, but what does it say on his shirt?
Bayonne. Somebody... I saw on Twitter that somebody said he was wearing, like, a Bailey and Davon Alliance shirt. And that would be great. I can't remember who said it, but it was hilarious.
All right, so we're ready for some more fluff. Wake up, Christmas. Another star baby is born.
Yeah. This was a very fluffy episode.
10, 11, 12, 13 star babies keeping you up all night.
Mommy, poo-poo. So yeah, she's like doing whatever with them, and then the punishment's over. That's it.
All right, so it's time for Enzo and Christmas to talk.
This episode was like all out of sequence too. It was all over the place.
Hey, you protect me, I'll protect you. That's it.
Yeah, so Enzo has been wanting to work with Christmas because he knows that she's going to be good at competitions, and he wants her to be like his pit bull.
His hit woman to take out the women, because if a guy takes out the women, it's not going to be as respected.
Well, I don't think that's what it is. I think Enzo is aligned with almost everyone in the house, so he needs someone to take out his own allies.
Yeah. So
he won't get the blood on his hands. But it's interesting, too, because I just see that Enzo is becoming Christmas's new Paul. Remember in season 19 when she did, like, everything that Paul wanted? That's what this is becoming.
You better watch out,
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see this happen.
I predict this is going to be a very bitter jury.
I could see that.
Very bitter.
Yeah, I could see that. Once this, like, big alliance has to start going after each other. Woo!
Bitter. Mm-hmm. All right.
So anyway, he was like, okay, we're good. Like, I already used my +1 on you from the safety suite, so, you protect me, I'll protect you. We're all good.
You owe me, B. All right, so they start talking smack about Ian.
Yeah, they're talking about everybody, like
everybody
what they
else.
think about all of them.
And Enzo says Kaser's definitely going up on the block. But who the hell else am I going to put up?
Okay. It's time for the nomination ceremony.
And it's K².
Yeah.
Kaser and Kevin. And Kevin immediately starts crying.
Oh, Kevin.
He's so emoshi.
All right. Well, he told them it's nothing personal. Haven't talked game with you guys. I mean, it's pretty clear that Kevin's a pawn.
It's nothing personal. You're not in my alliance. And Kevin is basically the pawn. Did he tell Kevin that he was the pawn, or did he just say...
He told him when they talked after the nomination ceremony.
Okay.
He told him, like, straight up, you are a pawn.
You are my pawn.
He's my pawn. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Okay, so that's where we're at.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, it was so heartbreaking to watch that HOH competition. Kaiser was so damn close.
Yeah.
All right. Leave it in the comments what you guys think about all this.
I say we take a knee for a miracle.
I know there was a wall yeller tonight. Gotta look into that some more. I don't know. I mean, I don't condone, like, the whole...
But when it benefits my game, that's it.
All right. So, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, much love.